Hi, little birds. It's me, your girl, coming back at you. I wanted to talk on something that is very unique to me and a few other people. It only affects very few people, and it's believed to be genetic. More than likely, for me, it is. In my case, my great great grandfather had it, and I somehow dug it up out of all those layers of genetic material and got it myself. And what I'm talking about is what is referred to in medical terms as a coloboma, or as most people call it, a cat eye. And yes, my eye does look like a cat eye, sort of. Not fully, if you will, but it does look definitely like one. So let me come up to the camera. And this really hurts my eyes, just to let you know. But you can see right down at the bottom of the eye, the pupil is more elongated, and you see more of the pupil part. I hope you could see that. I hope. But anyway, I'll take a picture and attach it there too, because it's a little easier for me to take a picture than to video record it per se, because I can't see it. It's very hard. But so as I said, it's a genetic thing. It's nothing that I can be like, oh yes, there's a surgery for that. You can get a cat eye. Or it was caused by some disease. You're going to catch my cat eye. No, it's definitely genetic. I've seen very few people with it. And most people, unless you're staring like right at their eyes, you will never notice. Like, my eyes are brown, so it gets masked really well with my eyeballs. And, growing up, I wasn't really made fun of for it. Kids thought it was cool. They were like, oh, you got a cat eye. How can I get a cat eye? And I'm like, well, you have to have the right genetics. Which not is not necessarily a good thing. And here is why. I will kind of read off some stuff about it. It says, a coloboma describes a condition where normal tissue in and around the eye is missing at birth. Coloboma comes from the Greek word that means curtailed. And yes, I would suspect it would be Greek. It's either Greek or Latin if it is a medical term, which is most of the time, if it's Greek, I can understand what it means, but this one, in this instance, I didn't know. So, we all learned on that one. The eye develops quickly during the fetus's first 3 months of growth. A gap known as the cortial fissure appears at the bottom of the stalks that eventually form the eye. This fissure generally closes by the 7th week of pregnancy. If it does not close, a coloboma or space forms. So there you go. Very early on in my life, before I was even out of the womb, it formed, and voila, I have a cat eye. And a coloboma can affect one or both eyes. If both eyes are involved, it can affect them the same way or differently. So I have seen this where they have it in both eyes, and one they have really large and the other is really small. So it really throws you off, and it's really interesting. And I think one of my sons has it, but it's really hard to tell sometimes with colobomas whether they have it, whether they don't. And here are the different types of colobomas, which I did not know all of these until reading this article. I'm like, holy cow. My whole world about my eyeball opened up and I'm like, geez, it's so much more than I ever thought. And the first one is an eyelid coloboma, where a piece of the upper or lower eyelid is missing, which I'm looking at a picture on this website and it looks really strange. I thought mine was like different. This one is like, whoa, okay. The next one is a lens coloboma. A piece of the lens is missing. So the outside part of your eye, which is the lens, that would be missing. The next is a macular coloboma. In this coloboma, the macula fails to develop normally, which I don't know what the macula is. Let's go ahead and look that up, so we all can learn. Okay. Oh, the macula is the part in the back of the eye where the nerves and the blood vessels are. So that doesn't form the back of the eyeball. So, and then the next one is optic nerve coloboma. In this coloboma, the optic nerve is hollowed out, reducing vision. So if you can imagine, part of your optic nerve not being there, so you would have some kind of pinhole vision, or your vision would be impaired by this type of coloboma. Luckily, mine is not that type. The next one is a uveal coloboma. The uvea is a middle layer of the eye. The coloboma can affect the iris, which is what I have. It affected the iris, not anything else, which is the colored part of the eye, giving it a distinct keyhole or cat eye appearance. So mine, I would say, is more of a keyhole than, say, a cat eye, because, cat eyes tend to be more shaped. Mine is a keyhole. And then the last type is a chorioretinal coloboma. In this coloboma, part of the retina is missing. So in all of these, there's a little different subtlety, but they're all considered part of the same genetic thing. So it's something in our DNA that we can't really help, that it's just there. So, and as far as like, treatment, there is no treatment. Now, they do look for certain things, like in my case, they want to watch the eyeballs, because sometimes, because your body considers it a defective part, it's like, well, I don't need this eye, so I'm going to start to shut it off. And that creates an amblyopia. I hate that word, okay? Basically, it means a lazy eye. And with a lazy eye, your vision is not 20/20, because your brain is trying to shut it off. And some of the things you have to do for a lazy eye is patch it, which I did and didn't do very well, just because as a kid, when I went in with an eye patch into my classroom, as you can imagine, they were like, "Oh, you trying to be a pirate?" Yes, R. Like, geez, I'm just trying to fix my eye. And at a certain age, your vision does not get any better. So I had surpassed that time for that to be fixed. Now, some of the things that you can do to kind of hide it, I can wear colored contacts that match my eye color pretty well, and you wouldn't even notice it, but I don't mind really. And some of the things that you do to correct it as well, if you have a lazy eye, is that you wear contact ones in one eye. And that's what I used to do, which I just can't stand putting in contacts anymore. I hate making the time available for it. So instead, I got glasses. So one piece of my glasses is glass, and the other is actually a prescription. And so that it doesn't look like the glasses are off. They did put a glass piece that was thick enough that it looked like they were the same thing, so it wouldn't be like, well, why is one side all thick and the other isn't? So again, that goes back to being teased, and you don't want that. So we're going to look up, let's see. I want to look up what is the risk of for a coloboma. So yes, it says that what is the risk for coloboma? For instance, the cat eye syndrome. It's a rare disorder, and after the distinctive shape of the iris, coloboma is caused by a specific genetic mutation. So, hi, I'm a mutant, and no, I don't have any powers. I wish I did. So I'm not like an X-Men, unfortunately. So let me just look again on the coloboma treatment, which I read over this a little bit before doing this. And oh yes, and they do say on here that, oh, just fix me, no, don't fix me, please. People with an iris coloboma may wear the colored contacts, as I said, to make the iris appear more round, or surgery can also correct the appearance of this iris. Sorry, no. Stay away, keep away from my eyeballs. You're not operating on my eyeball. I'm fixing the iris. I'll just deal with the iris, That's just one area I don't feel comfortable on with people operating on. The eye is very sensitive. It's a complicated structure. I don't want people operating on my eye. I'll just live with it, and oh well. And so, as I said, it's genetic, so I could have passed it down to my 3 sons or not passed it down. You never know until they have kids and maybe one of them gets it, or maybe one of my progeny down the road gets it, and they'll be like, oh, great grandma Jailyn had that stupid eyeball, and we got it. So that's my thing. That is what is unique on me, is I have a cat eye. So we have all learned and been enlightened by this. I hope you guys liked it, and learning about something unique and different that you don't hear about. It's maybe, I don't know what the statistic is, but it's very, very rare. I think it's 1 in 500,000 babies or something, so it's very rare. But be your authentic selves, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye!